Hey Cancer, I'm really late getting these videos done, so bear with me. If you're new to me, my name is Bailey Brucha. We will start with your astrology. We're going to blow through it pretty quick. Take notes if you want. And then we're going to get into the nitty-gritty with your tarot. There will be another video accompanying this, which is free this month, which will be a deeper dive into tarot. We'll get specific, get into it. So anyway, on the 8th, you had a new moon in your second house. So this is your money, your values, your resources. So there may be a new beginning there. Maybe your needs are changing, and maybe there's just a general getting it in order. And because it was in Leo, this could mean you stepping up in a deciding, you know what, I'm going to try and make more money based on my talents, based on where I really shine. Maybe you've been feeling like you haven't really been putting all of your fire, all of your passion into something, and now maybe you're needing that. So on the heels of that, today, the 11th, we have Mercury moving into Virgo in your 4th house. So this could see you building on that whole shift in resources, that new beginning in resources that we just talked about. Maybe you're bringing that to the home front. You're figuring things out. You're planning. Maybe you're having some talks with your home, with your family, about how things are running at home. You could be supporting each other in more mundane ways. Maybe different responsibilities get shuffled around a little bit. And then we've got on the 15th, the first quarter moon in Scorpio in your 6th house. So your shared resources. Now, this is kind of a perfect layout for you. You can really see the narrative and the progression for August. Your shared resources may need attention. Now, again, shifting financial responsibilities. Who's taking care of home? Who's taking care of work? If you're taking care of both home and work, maybe you're looking for a new way to balance these out. We do have 2 planets moving into Libra this month. So we are all seeking a bit of a new balance, right? Okay, so then we have, as we said, on the 16th, Venus enters Libra in your 5th house. The 5th house is love and creativity and romance and children, babies, and creativity. I said that already. So Venus, the planet of love, the planet of harmony, the planet of beauty, being in her home sign of Venus in your 5th house. Baby, this is romance. It's like you get your work in order, you get your bag in order, you get your house in order, and now the fun can happen because you brought your passion. You're bringing out your passion a little bit more. So this could be a new romance. This could be you really leaning into that Leo energy at the beginning of the month, going, okay, it's talent time. Jazz hands, whatever it is you do, if you create art, if you just want to take more creativity and put it into your mundane stuff, bring more of your personality into it. This is going to go great for you. Middle of the month is stellar. Mark it on your calendars. And then on the 19th, we've got an outer transpersonal planet, Uranus, retrograding in your 12th house. So Uranus has been in your 12th house for quite a while, or the 2018. So you've seen some up and downs with your mental health, a little bit more than other people and other signs, I should say. I am generalizing, but with Uranus, the planet of the unexpected, lightning, technology, maybe you've been spending way too much time on your phone. Maybe your job has required you to become like a screen zombie, right? Maybe this is you working within an institution that is just so up in the air. For you guys who are working in healthcare, I mean, this is kind of obvious. This is kind of a no-brainer. But when Uranus goes retrograde, it gives us a chance to adjust our inner worlds to what's going on externally, which, like, whoa, there's a lot going on externally. So from now until January 18th, you've got a chance to process, to sort of sit back in the cut and go, okay, what needs to change in my belief system? Sorry, I've got a dog on my lap. In my belief system, but this is like deep stuff. This is core beliefs. This is maybe childhood traumas even. The 12th house also rules sort of, in a more medieval kind of astrology concept, like hidden enemies. And I really like to take this to mean parts of yourself that are working against your best interest, as opposed to like mustachioed evil villains that are out for your destruction. So, if anybody has the mustachioed villain in their life, maybe, pay attention to that one. So being alone through January, having periods of being solitary, creates conditions for inspiration, which is great. If you know me from Instagram, then I'm a big fan of shadow work and finding the gold down there in the dumpster. So your spiritual life might change too. You might go through a huge rapid growth period. You may find yourself having psychic experiences a lot more than usual. You may find yourself wanting to channel. This is unprofessional, but I've got a needy dog. Okay, bye dog. Jack says hi. So listen, if you're a very intuitive sign. If you are new to psychic activity and it scares the living shit out of you, hit me up on Instagram. I'm always available to talk about that stuff. I awakened pretty early and I've been through you name it with psychic stuff. Read Russell Targ. It's wonderful. He really helps. Targ, like the Klingon version of the dog in Star Trek. It's easy to remember for very, very few of us. Okay. I wrote in my notes as far as this Uranus retrograde is concerned, you'll have new and exciting ways of getting in your own way if you don't slow down. 12th house stuff is uncomfortable. Let's just say it how it is. It's uncomfortable. There is a little bit of fatigue when Cancer, this more than most, when you're in your feelings. Pardon me. If you can look at yourself and your deepest, darkest objectively and without value judgments, without shaming yourself, without over-intellectualizing it, and let these moments of feeling like you're at the bottom of the ocean, as opposed to in your little tide pools, where you can elect to get the fuck out and go on the sand and dry out for a minute. When you are down in the ocean for a while and you can't necessarily see and there's pressure, that's a little fatiguing, right? I don't want to psych you out, but it is an important part of the process. So make sure you're finding something to laugh at every day. Don't take yourself too seriously. If the internal pressure cooker gets too much, because this is 12th stuff house, maybe it's time to read a little bit about spiritual alchemy so that you know exactly how to turn these pressure cooker experiences into incredibly rapid growth. Do it, Cancer. If you haven't already, it is time. This is perfect for you. And then when January hits and Uranus goes direct, you are unstoppable. Go watch the Leo reading. Same thing. Okay, moving on. On the 22nd, the last 2 weeks of August are pretty tight, okay? We've got the full moon in Aquarius in your 9th house. This is awesome for you. Spirituality, philosophy, and connection to others is highlighted. This has a real, I don't know why, but this has a real Gemini vibe to me. If you, around the 22nd, the full moon there, if maybe hang out with Gemini friends, because 9th house is it's a very social house, maybe not as social as the 11th, but it's a great time to make connections and to have deep talks. Maybe some higher learning. Maybe some of you decide that you want to go back to school, or you get accepted. This could be a lot of you getting accepted to some sort of higher learning institution. And then on that same day, we have the sun joining up with Mercury in your 4th house. And then this is, it's my dog. Train of thought. So Mercury and the sun going into your 4th house of home and family. So whatever themes you've experienced will be strengthened from now until this time in September. So again, home and family stuff. This could be you paying a lot more attention to what's going on at home, and maybe some new circumstances coming to light, okay? With your home, your roots, your family, and your parents. I have a feeling that there's something that needs to be shaken up at home. Some situation I'm feeling an oppression, a particular kind of oppression, like you have had to silence yourself and keep things to yourself a little bit. And I feel like towards the end of the month, if you have something to say, it's really time to say it, especially, what did I say? On the 11th, even when Mercury goes into Virgo, I feel like maybe you're going to start having some talks. So, and then Mercury moves into your Libra 5th house. And this is really, really nice because now you've got your mind on love, fun, family, kids, creativity. Find new sales channels for those creative offerings that you've been nursing all month. You might actually find buyers, or clients. They might start coming to you. They might be coming out of the woodwork, Libra or Cancer. So lean into the Libra things, keeping it relatable, right? Keeping it open to sharing with other people. Blah, blah, blah. Just have more fun. Make space for fun and creativity. And then we've got the last quarter moon in Gemini in your 1st house. So building on that Libra focus, the last quarter moon in Gemini is going to be very, very supportive of your mission. Does the appearance that you're projecting match what you're trying to attract? Think about how you're presenting yourself. Things have changed for you over the month of August, and maybe it's time to update. And this could be a lot of things. Upgrading communication skills, not just your appearance, even though the 1st house rules your appearance. But it also rules how people view you. So try to look at yourself objectively this month, and if you are prone to self-deprecation, as a lot of Cancers are, fuck that shit, okay? Alternatively, you might need to cut somebody out of your life that showed up at around the full moon on the 22nd. So somebody who maybe you thought was going to be a great mentor, or someone you thought you could learn a lot from, maybe they disappoint you, and it's probably a good idea to let them go. Don't try too hard to impress this person, right? Okay, let's get into these cards here. So first of all, I see you looking at things, looking at how you've been robbing yourself of joy because you've been a little bit Libran. You're being this month a little indecisive because I'm hearing like the choices that you have to make may not be particularly fun. You might have to really work at transforming this situation because of a decision that you made that, again, was probably in the interest of someone else or supporting someone else's worldview or emotional state. And it feels like, it feels like it's time for you to rewrite and rescript and reconceptualize how you move through the world, because there is a building sense of authority within you, Cancer. And some Cancers I know shy away from authority. Please remember that you are a cardinal sign. Cancer, you really kick off the summer, and cardinal signs are innovators. Cardinal signs are ideas guys. You know, I'm the idea guy, right? I don't follow through. I just get it moving and find the people to run it for me. Like, very that. And why do I feel like you've been shutting up about things? Why do I feel like these ideas have been stifled within you? This is the month. The astrology really supports you coming out of your shell. Why have you been doing this? Why have you been shutting up? Are you afraid of how people are going to perceive you? Are you feeling like what needs to come out of you might transform your relationships in a negative way? Cancer, if your growth intimidates anyone else or alienates other people, that's part of it. That's part of the process. It reminds me of this saying, or this, I don't know what you call it, parable of crab fishermen, crab hunters. And, you know, you throw the crabs in the bucket, and when one crab tries to climb out of the bucket, you know what them other crabs do? They pull that motherfucker back in, right? So if you find yourself in a crab bucket in August, or if you have been in a crab bucket and those other crabs are pulling you down, maybe ask them why. See if they have an answer. And then maybe you might get more of an understanding of what it is that you're mirroring back to people, because you're an excellent mirror. You're a reflection off the water, right? You kick off the summer, the nice sun off of the water, the reflections and the glare. Cancer, when you shine bright, you blind people sometimes, but that's good. That's good. I feel like you show people where they're not able to use their emotional state to propel them forward, because your engine, your motor is not only your profound intellect. That's not something Cancers get enough credit for, is your profound understanding. But like the way that you use your emotional state to navigate. And that's something that other people, it makes it look effortless when you succeed, right? It makes it look like the stars just align for you, and they don't get the hard work that you do on the inside because it's internal. They don't see it, right? We're all preaching about, you know, aligning your inner world to create what you want on the outer world, and that's kind of innate for you. Yeah, so anyway, the point, what I'm trying to make here is that if these crabs are trying to pull you back down into the bucket, keep on climbing and get the hell out of the bucket, and maybe they'll follow you. And if they follow you, great. If they can't, they can't. And that's okay too. Because if you have to break out of the groups that you've been in because they're staying stuck, don't stay stuck for them in solidarity. Don't stay stuck for them to try and help them from within. Because if you're not helping yourself first, if you're not making yourself the priority, then you won't have the energy to be able to manage that, to stay in that lower vibrational place with them and help them up. You gotta If you keep your vibration up here, if you keep your authenticity to yourself and your integrity to yourself up here, then that's going to affect them far more than you trying to be of overwhelming emotional support while stifling yourself. I mean, like, I want you to see this. Kang, Emperor, Queen. Okay, this is not meek, supportive energy. This is main character shit. If they don't see the vision, that's okay. Let them go. Let them go. Doesn't mean they're not going to circle back around when they see it. You know, they very well might. And then be able to get on board with you and then be able to be equal collaborators. Cancer. All right, my love. Thank you for watching. Meet me in the after party. As I said, this month she's free. Next month she's $5. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate ya. I keep looking down at the cards thinking that there's going to be more that jumps out at me, but that's what we're going to do in the after party. All right. Love your face.